Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the championship, the 2018 HWSA World Series between Charlotte and Fort Worth. And our first hitter of the day pops out to right field. So one up, one down for Charlotte. Hitting order, leading off and playing center is Josiah Barheit. Batting second, the shortstop James Goodwin. Batting third, left fielder McConnor Wallace. Tyler Egan will hit fourth and play second base. Clay Pinion will bat fifth and play third. Mike Harry will play right field and bat sixth. Batting seventh is the catcher Tanner Brumfield. Hitting eighth at first base, Riley Meeks. And batting ninth is the pitcher Daniel Meyer. So 1-1 the count here. This delivery misses away, and now the count will move to 2-1. Defensively for Fort Worth, Logan Higbee is in left, Dylan Somerville in center, John Mark Beerston is in right. This good play down there at third off of his knees, and the throw to first is in time by Micah Dallas. Wow, what a play there. The out goes 5-3, and now 2 gone here in the first. Around the infield, Micah Dallas is at third. Ford Spigner is at short. Tanner Lewis at second. Joseph Connolly over there at first. Joseph Denna behind the plate. And Blake Evans on the mound for Fort Worth. This grounded right back up the middle into center field. And a 2-out single off the bat of McConnor Wallace. Trying to adjust our camera a little bit here in between innings. I know we kind of got it a little bit off of first base, but I will fix that here momentarily, at least hopefully. I've been working on some connection issues as this is chopped foul up the third base line. We've really had absolutely no problems. First game yesterday was a little choppy at times, but the second and third games were perfect, and the first game today was perfect. And then all of a sudden we went to get on here and doing a speed test. It just showed absolutely nothing for a internet signal almost. So we're trying to work with it a little bit and see if we can keep this thing moving. Off speed misses away. That goes all the way back to the backstop. And cruising into second base is McConnor Wallace. So a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. So 2-1 the count. And then we have time call. That ball misses away. Count will move to 3-1 now with 2 outs here in the top of the first. This will foul back out of play. And now the count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone here in the top of the first. This is the Division I championship from the 2018 HWSA World Series. Shot out in the hole. Good backhanded stop by Spigner. It's short, throws it to first, and he is out at first base. As they say, he did get the tag on, and they were trying to appeal here, but to no avail. The out goes 6-3, and that'll do it for the top of the first. No runs, 1 hit. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 1, and we have no score back here in just a moment. You're watching the HWSA World Series. So they actually talked it over a little bit, and they're going to let that call stand, I think partially because nobody really had a better look at it than that umpire down there at first, so it is what it is. Defensively for Charlotte here this afternoon, Connor McWallace will play left. Josiah Barheit is in center. Over in right field is Mike Harrell. Around the infield, Clay Pinion is at third. James Goodwin will play short. Over at second is Tyler Egan. Riley Meeks is down there at first base. Tanner Brumfield behind the plate. And Daniel Meyer will get the start on the mound this afternoon for Charlotte. For Fort Worth, leading off and playing second is Tanner Lewis. Batting second is the DH Tyson Russ. Hitting third is the third baseman Micah Dallas. Cleanup hitter today is Ford Spigner, who will be playing short. Batting fifth, the catcher Joseph Denna. The sixth hitter is first baseman Joseph Connolly. Logan Higbee will bat seventh and play left. John Mark Beersden will bat eighth and play right field, and hitting ninth in center field is Dylan Somerville. So we head to the bottom of inning number one. Some cloud cover here this afternoon, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, by the way, from a number of standpoints. There is about a 40% chance of rain. This game will not be washed out by any stretch of the imagination. The possibility of getting a shower or two here or there does exist, though. This rolls up the right side, out to the second baseman. The throw to first is in time. The out goes 4-3 from Tyler Egan. And now one gone in the first as Tyson Russ will come to the plate. Russ DHing for the pitcher today, Evans.
Well, that's using your pitch as well, one pitching out. That's not bad.
Delivery here, fastball missing away. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and the count will go to 1-1.
Well, it has gotten a little cloudier, hasn't it? I hadn't paid any attention. So you start talking about rain.
Off-speed pitch is a strike. Count will move to 1-2. Yeah, last time I checked, there's a chance of a shower or two, but it's not going to be a long-term thing. Off-speed pitch misses away.
Blake's trying to, or excuse me, Meyer's trying to nibble on that outside corner a little bit. Got two called balls in a row there, though.
This grounded back up right side, and good throw. So the out goes 4-3. So back-to-back putouts will go to the number 3 hitter in the order for Fort Worth. That's Micah Dallas. He'll stand in. We should get a pretty good pitching effort from both sides here today.
Do you remember, did Micah pitch yesterday?
Yes, Micah did pitch yesterday. He did a nice job, too.
Yes, he did.
That pitch goes right down the middle. The count will pull even at 1-1. Matter of fact, when we're talking about the weather, I'm going to pull up that radar and see what we've got.
Okay.
And inside pitch makes it 2-1.
You know what? I think I left my phone in the car.
That fastball again will miss low and away. And the count moves to 3-1. By the way, if you're looking for a good radar app, I don't get any money from these guys at all, but that pitch misses away. And ball 4 will give Micah first base. But there's an app called My Radar. And if you're just looking strictly for a reliable radar that you want to look at, that's all they do. That's it. But it's very good. And there is, we'll go over what that shows here in just a minute, which does show some stuff to the east of us. There's a strike down the middle. So 0-1 the count on Ford Spigner. Ford, the shortstop today for Fort Worth.
Oh, you know what? Looks like the clouds are moving from the east to the west.
There goes the runner at first. The throw down to second is not in time. So stolen base for Micah Dallas puts a runner in scoring position, and the count now 1-1 on Spigner. By the way, there's just now passing to the south end of Kissimmee is a little band of rain. That's north and east of us here as that pitch misses away, making it 2-1. Now that could find its way here if it holds together, but it also could just miss us to the north. But we'll keep an eye on that here.
Yeah, these clouds are moving to the west, so that is coming our direction. Now, whether it's north of us or not, that might be a different matter.
But we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, if you're looking for an app just for strictly for radar purposes, it's fantastic. Because I know a lot of times with those things, the weather.com and some of this other stuff, you got to search for the radar, and then it's not moving all the time. This is fully animated motion stuff, and it's really good.
Yeah, I've got the same one. I think you put it in my phone, and it is very good.
So delivery here, chopped out towards short. Took a big hop on that second bounce. The throw to first is not in time. Matter of fact, the throw pulled the first baseman, Riley Meeks, off the bag as James Goodwin was trying to hurry it across.
I think it was a high bouncing shot down the shortstop, and he got it late, so it's going to be a tough play to get him.
What do you say? It's a hit?
So
I mean, that's a 50-50, whether that's a hit or an error.
It can go either way.
I'm going to leave it an E for now. I'll think about that for a minute. Think off throw back to first, runner in safely. So runners at the corners here. 2 gone, bottom of the first, no scores. The Division I championship. Fort Worth trying to push a run across here. This chopped again, now out toward third. Took a nice little bounce there at third base, but the ball dropped. Actually, the throw was a little bit low from Pinion, and it ends up bouncing off of Riley Meeks' glove, and that will lead to the first run of the game, and that one definitely is an error. As Joe Denna ends up down there at first, and he'll be taken down for courtesy runner.
You're going to give the error to the throw or to the first baseman?
Well, it's probably, yeah.
He had to try to dig it out of the ground, out of the dirt. Boy, if this Riders team didn't like yesterday, you don't want to give them very many runs. Their pitching and defense is pretty stingy at times.
So Fort Worth leads at 1-0. There's a good shot down the third base line. That's going to get up the line. That's going to score another run. They might send a third one, and they do, and that runner's going to score easily, and it's quickly 3-0. The lead for Fort Worth off a 2 RBI double off the bat of Joseph Connolly. So a 2 RBI double, that will score 2 more. And Connolly out there at second with 2 gone still in the first, and Daniel Meyer trying to get out of this inning as that misses low, and actually, quite frankly, probably should be out of this inning a couple times over. But that brings Logan Higbee to the plate. I'll get your scoreboard updated here in just a moment. So Fort Worth leads at 3-0. This pitch misses inside. As the count will move to 2-1. By the way, our umpires today, behind the plate is Eddie Montoya. Al Fennison is at first, and Robbie Barrios is the third base umpire, but out there at second right now. And misses away. So Meyer comes set. Runner leads off a second base as Egan tried to come across to hold him on, and there's ball 4. Well, runners at first and second here. And now we'll have a little meeting at the mound as I try to get something figured out. This, just got to settle down and get the third out, and got a ton of time left in this game. Plenty of time to get some runs and get back in, but at the moment, struggling just to get out of the inning.
Yeah, they've Ryder so forth have mustered together exactly one hit, a double. They got a couple walks added to that. Then they got a couple errors on there as well. And boy, by that time the floodgates have kind of opened a little bit. They have to see if they can get them shut.
Hey, keep it up, Meyer. Hey, keep it up, stay there, hard.
Well, trying to work with this thing here. Give me just a second.
Okay, John Mark Beersden at the plate now. Wind up, pitch, strike, right down, fastball, right down the middle. Well, Meyer's going to have to bear down a little bit. His defense has failed him a little bit here. Throw to second, too late.
Well, I'm going to have to keep working on this angle. I realize we got it off on a little bit of an angle here. We get to in between innings, though. See if I can get that completely straightened, but at least you got a view of first base at the moment. Delivery here, that shot foul back. So 0-2 the count on John Mark Beersden. So runners lead off of first and second. This fouled back to the screen as well. The count will stay at 0-2.
Okay. Runners at first and second, getting a good lead off.
And that one hit relatively deep to the left, but it hangs up a little bit, and the play made by McConnor Wallace. So that'll do it for the inning, but a lot of damage done. 3 runs here in the bottom of the first on really what amounts to 1 hit. I mean, you could say there's 2 hits. That's
right now we're
really depends. 1. So a couple of walks as well. We'll head to the second inning. A 3-0 lead for Fort Worth. Back here in a moment. You're watching the HWSA World Series.
Starting off the second inning, Clay Pinion stepping in there. He's our third baseman today for Stampede. Pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Got it?
Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get for now. Apologize for all the moving of the camera around, but we don't really have a pristine area to shoot this thing from. We just get to kind of work through in between the chain link fence here. 2-0 the count. This chopped down toward third. Short hop there for Micah Dallas, who fires it across to first. And the out goes 5-3 on Clay Pinion.
Come on, Mike, get up, buddy. Here we go.
So 1 gone here. Pinion, Harrell, and Brumfield, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Charlotte, due up here in the second. As that fastball misses away, 1-0 the count on Harrell. There's a chopper back up the middle, and that's going to find its way into center field as a one-out single off the bat of Mike Harrell. Well, as Harrell down there to first base. And that'll bring Brumfield to the plate. That ball hit a ton, but foul up the first base line. So the count will go to 0-1. I don't know what's going on over there, but I thought your
paper was blowing away.
Probably gave all of our viewers a heart attack. There's a throw to second off the grounder, and that's dropped. So an error allows runners to be on first and second here, and that'll bring Riley Meeks to the plate. Things just a little sloppy here early on in this championship game. Some nerves and some other things. See if both teams can settle down a little bit. There's a courtesy runner for the Stampede. That will be Alex Stepanek. Fastball misses up high. 1-0 the count on Meeks. Delivery here by Evans is a strike over that outside corner, and the count will move to 1-1. That's over that inside corner for a strike. 1-2. Runners on first and second here. One out. And the top of the second, it is a 3-0 lead at the moment for Fort Worth. That foul back looked like it might have been off the mask of either the catcher or the umpire, one or the other. Stay at 1-2.
Took a little nip off one of them. It might have been the shoulder pad of the umpire.
Actually, believe it or not, you can actually see first and third both in this shot. I think that's the first time I've ever done that here where I can fit them both in. Must have been like the, you know, everything aligning perfectly for that to happen, because it usually is not the way it works. You can get one, but not the other.
Well, maybe it'll hold true for the game, and that'd be kind of nice.
Well, until something hits the fence, and then I have to readjust it,
Yeah,
and then it'll
true.
all be gone. This fastball misses away.
Nice job by Joseph, getting up out of there and crouching, backhanding that high outside pitch.
2-2 pitch up coming here as Evans sets and delivers. That misses inside. Good stop behind the plate by Joe Denna. And the count now full at 3-2. And this looped out into right field. Coming in is John Mark Beersden, and he'll put that away. So 2 outs again. Runners at first and second with Daniel Meyer to the plate. Daniel, the number 9 hitter and pitcher today. And fastball misses up. This ball ripped out in the left field. That's going to fall in along the line. They're going to send Harrell. He will score. And now runners at first and second, making the score 3-1 off the RBI single of Daniel Meyer, helping his own cause there.
Nice swing, good solid hit. Down a little bit on the inside, he just pulled his swing around, opened up his stance a little bit, and poked that thing right down the third base line.
Everybody hitting,
So 3-1 the lead now for Fort Worth in the top of the second. And this is Josiah Barheit who stands in. That pitch called a strike over the outside corner. So 0-1 the count on Josiah. He's 0 for 1, flied out to right field in his only appearance today. There's a shot back up the middle. The flip will go to second base. And the out will go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. But one run across on one hit. There was an error as well. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 2. 3-1 is the lead for Fort Worth. Back with more of the HWSA World Series Championship in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. To the bottom of the second we go. That pitch low, 1-0 the count on Dylan Somerville, the number 9 hitter in the Fort Worth lineup. Somerville then back to the top of the order, and Tanner Lewis followed by Tyson Russ. This chopped back out toward the mound, picked up and flipped over to first. And the out will go 1-3. That'll bring Tanner Lewis to the plate. We do have at least a few raindrops starting to fall here. Not supposed to get a ton of rain today, but it is starting up a little bit here. Fastball down the middle, 0-1 the count on Lewis. As that misses away. So the count will go to 1-1. That'll miss low. Delivery here popped up down the first base line, drifting over and making the catch in foul territory is Tyler Egan. So 2 up, 2 down. Now back to Tyson Russ. Russ is 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman in his only attempt.
Well, yesterday we went through some pitching matchups where the guy didn't get the second at bat till about the third, fourth inning. Oh,
that skips out into right field. What happened there? I glanced down and
yeah, Riley had one come hopping in on him, and he tried to play it on a certain hop, and he missed it, and got himself an error. And now we got to run on first base. Yeah, he's going hopping down the line there, and it just he tried to play it in the wrong hop, I guess you'd say.
So that puts Russ on at first base, and now Micah Dallas to the plate. Mike has already done a little bit of damage. He walked, stole a base, and scored in the first.
Yeah, it looks like Riley's not holding the base runner on. He's just playing right inside him there.
Delivery here. That misses low and away. So now 2-0 the count. It's chopped foul.
Michael fouled that off of his foot there. Left foot's got a little soreness to him. He's kind of trying to walk it off a little bit now. Umpire's going to give him a chance to walk it off a little bit. He's going to do a little house cleaning.
All right, so again, runner down there at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of inning number 2 with Fort Worth out early to a 3-1 lead. This one misses inside, so count moved to 3-1 on Micah Dallas.
Were you giving indications we might have a little rain coming in?
Yep, we got a few raindrops. And now a pickoff throw to first, which really didn't even need to be made because Russ was only about 2 steps off the bag. And he was almost standing on first base.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
And then the throw skips over to the fence, so another throwing error.
Roddy has kind of a strange way of holding him on. He steps up in front of him in the bag and has to take the tag behind him to get him coming back in there.
Fouled out of play. So
you're right. The base runner though didn't have much of a lead anyway, so
he was
couldn't have got him.
He was literally almost standing on the bag. So full count here at 3-2. As Meyer comes set and delivers this chop. Nice play by Meyer on the mound. Picks it up and fires to first.
That's good reflexes.
That'll do it. 1-3 goes the put out. No runs in the inning. No hits. There were a couple of errors, though. We'll head to the top of inning number 3. 3-1 is the lead for Fort Worth. Back with more of the HWSA Division I Championship here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. So to the third we go as that pitch misses low and inside to James Goodwin. So it's Goodwin, Wallace, and Egan, 2, 3, 4 hitters to face Evans here in the third. Count evens up at 1-1, and you know, by the way, that's the rain approaching is getting bigger. As this popped up into right field, drifting over and making the play is John Mark Beersden. So 1 gone. That'll bring McConnor Wallace to the plate. There's a fairly decent-sized band of rain.
So
and there's an outside chance that skips around us, but that's not too good. It looks like that'll hit here, but just a matter of just waiting around. We'll have to see. That pitch misses up and in. 1-0 the count. If it does rain, we're definitely going to have to move this thing back because we're going to get soaked the way that wind's blowing in here.
Yeah, it's blowing right in on us.
And that fouled back out of play. The count moves to 1-1.
Hey, work up the middle, 16. Work up the middle. Take those hands towards the pitcher.
Says chopper down to second base, and that sneaks into
Boy, that's a
right
beautiful
field.
hit. What a nice swing.
That's now the second single of the day from Connor Wallace, 2 for 2. And that brings Tyler Egan to the plate. Egan, the cleanup hitter today, is 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop in his only appearance. By the way, light rain starting in 9 minutes.
Here?
Yes. Says likely stopping soon after, but might have to deal with a little bit of it. That misses away. So 1-0 the count on Egan. Better than some years. One year I thought I was going to need a boat to get out of here.
We had about 2 inches of water on the pavement here. Over on a
That was
sidewalk.
the year I said, yeah, this will stop. It's Florida. It's stopped in like 10 minutes. It didn't.
No, it sure didn't.
Pop back out of play up the first base line.
And you couldn't keep anything under the table either, because that got between 1 inch to 2 inches of water standing on the sidewalk that time.
It was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it made things quite interesting.
That's shot foul.
Especially when you figure in computers and broadcasting equipment and all that, trying to keep it dry.
Yeah, rain and electronics don't necessarily mix too well.
Not the best. Well, Tyler Egan going to step back in there. Count stands to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Whoop, back out again.
I think he's took a swing at one of those flying buzzard things that are out here.
Yeah, they've been flying around there. I don't know what.
There's a chopper up the right side of the infield, and this is going to get through. And the only reason that ball got through is because the second baseman, Tanner Lewis, was playing way over towards second. And not much contact there, but there didn't need to be because there was nobody over there. So back-to-back singles here in the third for Charlotte. Now runners at first and second for Clay Pinion.
And once again, he swung at that thing about head high. And somehow he got the end of his bat around quick enough to drive it down.
That pitch misses away. 1-0 the count on Pinion.
Nice control of his arms and hands. Boy, he did a nice job of driving that ball to the right side of the infield.
That'll miss up and away. So now it's 2-0. Runners at first and second here for Charlotte. 1 out in the third. A 3-1 lead for Fort Worth. That's right down the middle. They count to 2-1. And that foul back out of play, and we'll go to 2-2. By the way, first baseman Joseph Connolly is playing way in. 2 steps in on the grass up that right side. And that poked foul up the first base line.
He must be pretty well sure he's not bunting this time. He's back off. No, he's still up there. Step forward.
This is the way. So the count goes full at 3-2. And again fouled off.
Nice job protecting the plate that time. Clay's going to live to make another swing at it now.
It's grounded back up the middle to the shortstop. They flicked the second for 1 on to first. Not in time. So the fielder's choice goes 6-4. Leaves Pinion on at first base. Wallace is over at third. Whoa.
Oh.
You can hear the wind now. That's really kicked up.
Whatever's coming this way is getting close.
That really started gusting. Fastball misses away.
Hey, get a good read on the fastball.
1-0 the count on Mike Harrell. That misses up. So the count goes to 2-0.
Mike's not a small fella either.
And there is a swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-1. And that misses. Well, now 3-1. Thing is Evans really hasn't had great control. Been okay, but has been struggling to locate a few pitches here. That popped back out of play, and the count will go 3-2. We've had a lot of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 full counts.
And what he's throwing is not fooling anybody or getting past many. There's no strikeouts, I don't think, yet. Well,
there's a swing and a miss.
There
you
it
go.
is.
Well,
how about that?
there is one, and that'll do it for the inning. No runs for Charlotte on 2 hits. There was a strikeout as well. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 3. 3-1 is a lead for Fort Worth here over Charlotte. Back with more of the Division I Championship in a moment. You're watching the HWSA World Series on the Christian Internet Sports Network. There's a swing and a miss, so a 1-0 count now on Ford Spigner. That ball hit into shallow left, and that's going to end up falling in for a leadoff signal for Ford. Back to the bottom of the 3rd. As you can tell, we are starting to get a little bit of rain here. I do realize there's a spot of it on our lens there, which I am going to try my best and get to here momentarily, but that's not particularly easy based on where that camera is. So Joe Dennis stands in.
Well, the Riders have a run on first.
And that pitch called a strike. The throw for the runner going to second is almost into center field, and the stolen base there for Ford.
Yeah. Tyler did an excellent job of getting up there and getting that ball. I thought it was headed for center field. Well, then Dennis stepped back in there with a no ball, 1 strike count.
Trying to look back here, and it's over home bunt shown, but nothing doing there. So the count goes to 1-1. So runner leads off a second, pickoff throw back there, and is back in safely. And the weather has taken a little bit of a turn.
It certainly has that.
There's a bunt up the third base line. Pretty nice bunt, too. Good play by the third baseman, Clay Pinion, to just kind of take his time and fire that across to first. So the out goes 5-3. However, that does the intended job of moving up the runners. Wagner to third, and now Joseph Connolly to the plate. Connolly 1 for 1 in the day, had a 2 RBI double in his only appearance. And the entire infield now in on the grass, as that's a strike, 0-1. Trying to keep this game at a 2-run deficit for Charlotte. And there's a line shot in the center. Caught by the center fielder, Barheit. They're going to send the runner home, and he's in safely. That's actually a pretty nice throw by Barheit, but it was a little bit of a tough play at home for Brumfield to kind of pick that ball out of the dirt and tag the runner. So
that was a throw that was in time to get him too, but it was hard to catcher to come up with it. The ball just got out of the catcher's mitt. Of course, there's no time to recover by that time.
So Chopper right back out to the mound, and that'll do it as the out goes 1-3. But some damage done. 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. We'll head to the 4th inning. 4-1 the lead for Fort Worth. Back here in just a moment. You're watching the Division I Championship from the HWSA World Series here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. There's a grounder up the right side, and that's going to get through into right field. So a leadoff single from Tanner Brumfield. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Charlotte here in the 4th inning. The weather is continuing to deteriorate a little bit here. No rain at the moment, but there is some on the way. This popped up into right field. Drifting in to make that play is John Mark Beersden. So 1 gone with the runner down there at first.
It's interesting. I was looking at all the hits that Charlotte has so far. Most of the hits and a lot of the fly outs have been to right field.
This misses away, so 1-0 the count on Meyer.
Well, Meyer has got a little bit of speed on it, but
this one hit up the right field line, and that is going to be fair. Drops inside the right field foul line. Matter of fact, it's about a foot fair. And now runners at first and second. So single by Brumfield, single by Meyer. Now back around to the top of the order for Josiah Barheit. And some action started here for Charlotte. And there's the courtesy runner. If I can find out where I put my
What did you lose?
well, the rosters. I am so windy here. I had to nail everything down. That fastball misses away. 1-0 the count on Barheit. I believe that is Andrew Stepanek down there at first.
Oh, a little low. Ball 2, no strikes.
And this misses in.
Well,
So now a 3-0 count.
I'm sure Meyer would have liked to, or excuse me, Evans would like to have that pitch.
And that misses low. So Barheit walks on 4 straight pitches.
Stay there,
And now the bases are loaded. The bases are loaded here. We have a meeting at the mound. Oh, you call it a strike? I thought he called it a ball, but apparently he called it a strike.
I thought he called it a ball. He didn't raise his hand or anything.
Well, okay. I guess it's 3-1, and apparently that's a double steal as a result.
They don't go back. They stole base.
So runners at second and third, they will stay there since it technically is a strike. And my goodness, somebody go out there and tell them this meeting needs to come to an end.
We got rain coming at us, and they're having an hour-and-a-half meeting on the on the mound here.
I mean, that was confusing because I don't think anyone knew it was a strike.
See, he didn't call it like a strike. He didn't raise his hand and give a bark. Oh.
So now runners on second and third with the 3-1 count and 1 out here. That line foul up the first base line and out of play. Count will now go full at 3-2. We'll see if we get a ton of rain. We're going to have to figure something out.
Yeah, it's starting to get that way.
This grounded out toward third. They're going to come home with the throw, and that runner is safe. And so everybody's safe at first and third now. So now runners at the corners. It's a 4-2 game.
Now what do you call it? Just a
That's
fielder's
a hit.
choice?
Yeah, that's a fielder's choice, I guess. And that pitch gets away, so runner moves down to second. So runners at second and third now with 1 out. I realize there's some rain falling and there's some water on that lens, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it at the moment. This hit right back up into center field. That will score 1 run. Another runner trying to score, and he is safe. And I don't know if he could have or not. I think he was a little bit out in front of him, so that'll tie things up at 4 off the 2 RBI single. I mean, close maybe, but I think he was a little bit.
He was in front of it, but not that far away.
So that will make it now a 4-4 tie. And now I believe we have a pitching change here. That might give us a second to figure something out. I don't know what that's going to be with the rain falling here, but we'll take a break. We'll come back, talk to you about your new pitcher here in just a moment. Well, we're back to it here. It's steady rain falling. We're going to try to protect our equipment as much as we can, but right now it's a tad rough. So 0-1 the count on Wallace with a runner down at first. We've got a 4-4 tie here in the top of the fourth. And that pitch misses up high. So the new pitcher here is Joseph Connolly. Connolly comes on in relief, and the first baseman is Tyson Russ. So Russ is at first, Connolly on the mound. And now a 2-1 count on Wallace.
Big swing. He keeps swinging like that. If he ever gets a hold of it, it's going to be long gone.
Delivery here, that popped up down the third base line, and that is going to fall in for a hit. Good hustle from the shortstop Spigner, but he couldn't quite get there. And so now runners at the corners again off the single by Wallace, and that will bring Tyler Egan to the plate. Take a look at this radar, see if we really need to move this stuff or what.
We might have to back in here and see if we can get away from the front. Maybe even let the front of this down a little more. I don't know.
It looks like it's going to cycle through pretty quick, though. At least this round. The next round, we might have to do something a little bit more drastic.
Bad thing for us is the wind is blowing right in.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do something here shortly. This misses inside.
Okay.
I get my chair caught around me. This is popped up and then finally caught out there at shortstop. So now 2 gone. As Clay Pinion stands in. And this popped up into right field, drifting in and making the play is John Mark Beersden. So that'll do it for the inning, but some damage done in this inning for sure. 3 runs on 5 hits. As we go to the bottom of inning number 4, all tied up at 4 apiece. Be back here in just a moment. You're watching the 2018 Division I HWSA World Series Championship. So that pitch misses away as we go to the bottom of the 4th here. 8-9-1. Beersden, Somerville, Lewis to face Daniel Meyer. This chop back out towards short, took a couple of bounces and finally fired across to first. And the out goes 6-3 on the throw by James Goodwin. 1 out, that'll bring Dylan Somerville to the plate. Apologize for some of the drops of water on the frames and stuff, but right now you're probably lucky that that's what we got.
That's about right.
There's a grounder out to second. The flip across to first is in time.
4-3.
As that out goes 4-3, so now 2 gone. So now Meyer back on the mound. Here's the delivery, and that
nice fastball.
Called a strike.
Right in the inside corner.
So 1-1 the count. This
right
hit out into right, and that's going to get over the head of the right fielder, Mike Harrell. He just didn't realize it was hit quite as hard as it was, and that will end up being a 2-out double off the bat of Tanner Lewis. Lewis now 1 for 3 on the day, and Harrell just kind of got turned around a little bit out there. So that'll bring Tyson Russ, now the first baseman, to the plate.
Well, making things interesting here.
Fastball called a strike over the outside corner.
Keep coming, baby.
0-1 pitch here is popped up deep into right field. That's really deep, actually, and that's going to get all the way near the warning track. I'm not sure if it landed on it or not, but that was given a ride. And it's a 5-4 lead now for Fort Worth. Boy,
wow.
if that ball was hit on a line drive, it probably gets out of here.
That's the
It
first
was
one
hit
we've
a
seen.
ton.
Was close to a home run. Man.
So an RBI double makes it now a 5-4 lead, and they're going to go ahead and make a pitching change here. So we'll take a break. We'll come back and give you your new pitcher in just a moment. You're watching the Division I HWSA World Series Championship.
I think I might just squeeze.
So Connor McWallace is the new pitcher for Charlotte here in the bottom of the fourth. This foul back to the screen as Micah Dallas stands in. 1-1 the count here. Delivery here off speed. That's hit on a soft line drive out into left field, and that's put away for the out. That'll do it for the inning. We'll go to the fifth. 5-4 is the lead for Fort Worth. Back here with more in a moment. You're watching the 2018 HWSA World Series. So back to things we go here as Mike Harrell will stand in. Harrell 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the second and a strikeout in the third. By the way, Nate Evans, the original starter for Fort Worth, went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, struck out 1, and did not walk anybody. So that's the official line on him. Fastball misses up high, 1-0 the count on Harrell. That first little brief movement was a small amount of rain.
Yeah.
The big amount is coming. And that hit inside the first base line. And Harrell is going to round first. He's going to head to second. He might round second. Nope, going to pull up there. As getting to it quickly in the outfield was Beersden.
It looked like when he rounded first, he might try to go stretch it into 3.
So Harrell with a double. And that will bring Tanner Brumfield to the plate.
Some of these guys have had some pop in their bats today.
That ball misses inside. So 1-0 the count on Brumfield.
Boy, Harrell's had a nice day. Had a single and a double.
That's a line shot into left field. They'll hold Harrell up at third. So now runners at the corners after a double and now a single off the bat of Brumfield. And now the number 8 hitter, Riley Meeks, stands in. Riley 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to right field. Connolly's pitch here is low, so 1-0 the count. This pop back out of play. So count will go 1-1. Delivery here by Connolly. This chop back out towards short. And that goes through the legs of the shortstop Spigner and in the left field. So the error there will score Harrell. Brumfield out to second. And now on at first base is Riley Meeks. That'll bring the number 9 hitter, Daniel Meyer, to the plate. And we're all tied up at 5.
Yeah, Ford out there, he took his mind off the play just a little bit because he had in mind the runners advancing and wanted to make the best play possible. Only problem is he didn't stay down the ball.
And we're all tied up at 5. Top of inning number 5. Connolly's delivery here is low. So 1-0 the count.
Wow.
Make sure you see it down. Don't get doubled up.
So again, the corners of the infield here are way in on the grass, and there's the bunt up the first baseline. That's played. They'll go to first and get the out there, and a very nice bunt attempt by Daniel Meyer. So now runners at second and third with just 1 out, and that will bring Josiah Barheit to the plate. Barheit, the leadoff hitter for Charlotte, and he's 1 for 3 today. So he has a single back in the 4th, an RBI single and a run scored, and flying out to right in the 1st, and grounded out to a 4-6 fielder's choice in the 2nd. That ball bounced away from the catcher, Denna, but not far enough for anybody to advance.
What he didn't know was it bounced straight up over his head, almost right down beside him right there.
Hey, hard shot to
So
serve.
again,
Do not run.
runners lead off with second and third here with 1 out. And The top of the fifth. Fastball here. Called strike over that outside corner at the knees. So count will move to 1-1. James Goodwin over on deck for the Stampede. Connolly's delivery. That's chopped foul up the third base line. Count moves to 1-2. So again, everybody now in on the infield for Fort Worth as that ball misses away. We'll even things up at 2-2. Denna earning his keep behind the plate today, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been doing a bang-up job back there. That was a tough one, low and outside in the dirt.
2-2 delivery, chopped down toward third. And the throw is going to go to the plate, and he is out there. And up to third base goes the runner from second. So Tanner Brumfield throwing out the plate. Really nice play by third baseman Micah Dallas to fire it down to Denner, who slapped on the tag. So the out will technically go 5-2 on the fielder's choice. And Riley Meeks now up to third, and Barheit on at first with James Goodwin standing in. All tied up at 5 here in the top of the fifth. That misses low away. So I want to know the count on James. James so far today 1 for 3, had a 2 RBI single. So runners off of first and third. There's a line shot, but right to the third baseman,
wow.
Micah Dallas, who snags that.
He had to take a leap up in the air. He timed it perfectly, and at the top of his leap, he got the line drive, and that was stumped.
Well, Charlotte gets the tying run here as they pick up 1 on 2 hits. There was an error as well. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. All tied up at 5 here in the Division I Championship of the HWSA World Series. Back here in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. To the bottom of the fifth we go. First pitch here is a strike right down the middle to Fort Spigner. Spigner, Denna, and Connolly. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up here for Fort Worth. That ball hitting the left, and that will be caught by the left fielder for Charlotte. That is number 42, who actually went out there a while ago, but I never got it because they did the double switch a while ago. That would be Alex Stepanek, who is out there and left, who made a fantastic play. Alex manages to come up with that. So 1 out. Here's a chopper out towards short, and that goes off the glove of Goodwin and into left. So another error will put Joseph Denna on at first base with Joseph Connolly, the pitcher at the moment, due up next.
They were telling us that we left off McConnor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, McConnell.
McConnor Wallace. The
Oh,
pitcher.
Mick Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot the McConnor.
Yeah. You didn't put the MC at the front of it. So McConnor Wallace back out there. I should have remembered that from yesterday.
Oh, yes.
We've already seen this team once. That's miss inside. So Wallace.
Oh, I have it over here.
Well,
Huh. I don't know. Somehow we left it off there. I don't know.
well, it happens. Joseph Connolly stands in. Here's the delivery. That's over the outside corner
nice.
for a strike.
Nice pitch by McConnor that time. That was a good, strong fastball, just about belt high.
You know what? I think it got switched. There's a flip to seconds. That's in time. The throw to first goes over near the dugout. Did it go in the dugout? It did, and that means
Get second base.
he should get second. That ball goes in the dugout. He should get second, and he will. So there was a fielder's choice. Actually, you know what happened? It got made Connor Mick Wallace instead of McConnor Wallace.
Oh,
The Mick got put on the wrong side of the name.
it did. Sorry about that, McConnor.
All right, let's see here. So that was fielder's choice. So 2 gone here is that pitch right down the middle. 0-1 the count on Logan Higbee. Logan walked back in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the third. So Wallace looks back at second, now delivers. This chop back up the middle. Little charging play made, and that will be booted as well, although I'm not really so sure he's going to be able to make that play. That would have had to been just about dead on, but you know, it is a play you should have made, so it was not easy, but it's a play you should have made.
No.
So second error of the inning technically, and now runners at the corners with John Mark Beersden due up. That pitch right down the middle, so 0-1 the count on John Mark. They're just going to let the runner at first just cruise into second. Then he's not a stolen base, by the way. Okay, sure. Keeping track at home. And that pitch right down the middle. Count will go to 0-2. So McConnor trying to get out of the inning here. The lefty will fire, and that's ripped into right field. That's going to score 1 run. Another runner rounding third. They are going to send him. The relay to the plate is not in time, and 2 runs will score off the 2 RBI single by John Mark Beersden. Well, a nice piece of hitting by John Mark. It results in a couple more runs, which are unearned at this point, but they still count nonetheless. And it's now a 7-5 lead.
Good relay home. Just a fraction of a second later. If he'd have tagged him lower instead of higher, he'd have had him. But he tagged him up on around the waist or shoulders. And when he did that, his feet had a chance to get under and across home plate. Now we're at 7-5.
Well, a little bit of a rain starting back up again. This line back out into center field. They fire it to second. That is not in time. So another single by Somerville.
Wow.
So now runners at first and second, and we have a meeting at the mound here. Try to figure out exactly what to do, and looks like they might just stick with McConnor on the mound.
They're hitting McConnor pretty hard right now.
Yeah, McConnor is still got a little bit on the fastball, but they're just coming around on it. So
he needs a slower breaking curveball to make them so they don't can't just sit on his fastball.
So Wallace comes set and delivers. Off-speed pitch for a strike. This is Tanner Lewis, the leadoff hitter, stepping in now. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. That misses up high. The count will pull even at 1-1. Wallace delivers here. That shot in between the hole at short and third. They will hold the runner there. And they got the runner off a second. He's going to be out there, and that'll do it for the inning. So technically a single, but the inning ends on the runner getting thrown out. And that will bring us to the top of inning number 6, a 7-5 lead for Fort Worth over Charlotte. Back here with more of the Division I championship from the HWSA World Series in just a moment. So we go to the top of the 6th. Charlotte needing a couple of runs here, and the way this game has gone, there might be a lot more runs still to come.
Just what I was thinking. I'm not sure if a couple more runs will get it yet.
So McConnor Wallace stands in. McConnor is 3 for 3 on the day, all of them singles. So Joseph Connolly will wind and fire. This blooped up into center, but it's going to hang up long enough for the center fielder Dylan Somerville to make the play. So 1 gone for Charlotte here in the 6th, and that will move us to Tyler Egan. Egan on the day is 1 for 3 with a single. Rain starting to come down a little bit again.
Yeah, it's trying to.
This chopped foul up the third base line, so 0-1 the count on Egan.
Check that radar again.
Yeah, wasn't looking too good a little while ago. This misses up and in. The count will move to 1-1. It's definitely not looking good now.
Oh, it isn't?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
We got to hope that we get this thing in relatively soon. This bounces in. The count will go to 2-1. I mean, it's not the kind of rain that's going to wash you out for the day or anything, but it's not good. We might have to move our table back at some point here. We'll see. That fastball misses away.
Well,
and on the count now 3-1.
That was a head-high fastball outside. He's trying to put a little extra on it, looked like. Kind of let it rise on him.
And that right down the middle. So that count will go full at 3-2. Well,
it's coming on down now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something. I don't even know what we're gonna do with the camera at this point. Keeps raining like this, we're gonna be in trouble. There's a shot fair inside the third base line. Rounding first and
stand-up
ending
double
for second is Tyler Egan with a 1-out double. bring Clay Pinion to the plate. Pinion 0 for 3 so far today. Again, we do apologize for the rain and stuff on the lens of the camera, but at this point, again, there's not really a whole lot I can do about it.
No, it's coming on down, so.
There's that chopper up the right side of the infield, played by the first baseman who just flips it over. That out will go 3-1. So 2 gone. That'll bring Mike Harrell to the plate. Harrell has had himself a good day. He is 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles, 2 runs scored. He's also struck out today.
Yeah, he's been feasting well on the bat. Well, there's a guy on third base. If he can get a stroke here, he can put it within 1 run again.
Fastball called a strike over the inside corner, so 0-1 to count on Harrell.
All right.
There's a swing and a miss on a fastball up, and the count now 0-2.
That one was bringing the mail that time. He was flat out, Joseph was flat out challenging him with that fastball of his that time.
0-2 pitch, that will miss away. This also hasn't exactly been the fastest game in the world.
No, it has not.
1-2 delivery, that misses inside. Count will move to 2-2. There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Mike Harrell. So that will do it for the inning. No runs. There was 1 hit and 1 strikeout as well. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 6, a 7-5 lead for Fort Worth. Take a break, back with more from the Division I Championship in just a moment. So we go to the bottom of inning number 6. We got what is turning into a little bit of a steady rain here. We're going to do our best to keep up with your lens a little bit, but that might be a losing battle.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
We already got another drop of rain back on it again. So pitch here, and that fastball down the middle for a strike. So 0-1 the count on Tyson Russ. That misses up high. Count will go to 1-1.
That looked pretty good, yeah. I agree with him.
So McConnor Wallace continuing to work here. He's done a nice job since coming on in relief early on. This fouled up down the third base line, and it is caught there by the third baseman, Clay Pinion. So 1 gone. We're to Micah Dallas here. Actually, I need to change my scoreboard too. Probably lucky if all this stuff isn't ruined or we're not electrocuted at some point. And that ball hit out into right field for a single. Good piece of hitting there.
Boy, Micah Dallas, yeah,
Dallas
nice job there.
is walked and scored into first and had ground out to the pitcher in the second, flied out to left in the fourth, and then a single there. That brings Ford Spigner to the plate. Ford reached on an error and scored in the first, had a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the third, and then flied out to left in the fifth. So 1-0 the count on Spigner. McConnor Wallace trying to work through things here. Off-speed pitch called a strike. That'll even things up at 1-1. Might have to borrow that fan from Charlotte's towel again in between innings here. We're getting more rain on everything. Here, fastball misses low. So now 2-1 the count. We're going to try to keep up with that, but like I said, the wind is literally blowing
right in our face,
straight at us. So every time we wipe it, it just gets hit with a new round. This foul back to the screen. We'll go to 2-2.
Could go to the car and get us a t-shirt or two to wipe off the stuff with.
Pitch here, that's chopped foul.
And right down his foot, he's gonna have to walk that off a little bit. Feel it? Now he's gonna climb back in there. Feel good when it stops hurting. All right, 1 out. 2-2 is the count. Gonna include a little house cleaning here first, though.
Well, 2-2 the count, 1 gone as the rain continues to fall here. A 7-5 lead for Fort Worth. McConnor Wallace fires and that misses away, so the count will go full at 3-2.
Trying to come with that off-speed curveball there we were talking about a while ago. They were hit his fastball, but it didn't break over enough to get the call.
There goes a runner at first. That shot foul up the first baseline and out of play. So we'll stay at 3-2, just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Wallace comes set. Connor delivers. There's a slow roller out towards second. They go to second for 1 across to first. That's not going to be in time. So the fielder's choice goes 4-6. Spigner on at first. Now 2 gone and Joseph Denna to the plate. Denna reached on an error and scored in the first. Had a sacrifice bunt in the third and then reached on an error in the 5th. So McConnor Wallace comes set again. Delivers home. This popped up on the infield. Drifting over and making the play is the second baseman, Tyler Egan. And that will do it for the bottom of the 6th. So no runs in the inning. There was just 1 hit. We'll go to the 7th. And Charlotte needs a couple of runs to stay alive here from the Division I Championship. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the Christian Internet Sports Network. Well, once again, I tried to wipe off that screen, but it's already.
It just gets right back on again as fast as you can get it off.
So in any case, we're just going to have to go with it here.
Well, Tanner's up there. We got 2 balls, no strikes. Good news for Stampede. Not so good news for the Riders.
So 2-0 the count. That fouled back out of play. It'll go to 2-1. It's Brumfield, Meeks, and Meyer here in the 7th.
Sounds like a department store. Brumfield, Meeks, and Meyer.
or a law firm.
Yeah.
This chopped out towards short. Takes a couple of big bounces to Spigner, who fires it to first. And 1 up, 1 down. So 6-3 goes the put out. That brings Riley Meeks to the plate.
Russ digging that one out. Saving the out.
So Riley stands in.
Oh.
Now Joseph Connolly winds and fires. There's a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count on Meeks.
Boy, Charlotte Stampede slowly having their door closed here. Need a base hit.
Connolly's done a nice job in relief. And there's a check swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. And as you can tell, you know, we've wiped off our camera 3 or 4 times. It's really not in a very good spot for us to get to either, so it's just going to kind of have to be that way, I think. This bounces in, and the count goes to 1-2. At least at the moment you can see most of the field. Well, you could until now.
Oh, no. Goes wind up.
Delivery here, swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Riley Meeks, and that will bring Daniel Meyer to the plate as the potential final at bat here for Charlotte.
Gonna sacrifice your t-shirt, huh?
We'll try it one more time so we can get through at least this lattice at bat.
Oh, they're gonna pinch hit, I think.
So Daniel Meyer comes back up to the plate here. Daniel on the day is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles.
Oh. I wonder what happened. I thought maybe they were going to pinch hit. They took a while to get him out of the dugout.
All right, well, here we go. 2 outs in the 7th. The rain falling as Charlotte tries to stay alive here. Stand in as Joseph Connolly will try to finish things up here for Fort Worth. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Joseph can smell a victory here. He's really working hard now.
And this foul back out of play.
Last strike.
0-2. You can just tell I just wiped it off, and now it's got water all back over it. So you're just.
It's coming down pretty good now.
It's really coming down at the moment.
Yeah.
So Connolly comes set. Here we go. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Meyer. And the Fort Worth Riders are the 2018 HWSA World Series champions. As the Riders win it 7-5. And what really turned out to be a very entertaining championship game.
Certainly did.
There are comebacks. Both teams kind of going back and forth. And the final is Fort Worth 7, Charlotte 5, as the Riders win the 2018 HWSA World Series. Going to give you your final totals here in just a moment.
Oh, a few outstanding people in that game made it all that it was. Think of McConnor Wallace batting, not just pitching. He was 3 for 4. Good afternoon. 3 for 4 and was a pitcher to boot. Did a nice job.
Yeah, give me just a second here as I try to get this figured out. Okay. See if we can get to this here. I might try to wipe off that thing one more time, and then we're just going to call that the end of that experiment. And then I'll get your final totals here in a moment. So first off, for Charlotte, the original starting pitcher, Daniel Meyer, went 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 5 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. Now, of course, not all of those were earned by any stretch of the imagination, but that's just kind of where they were. McConnor Wallace came in for 3 1/3 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. And I believe McConnor Wallace will end up with officially the loss here. For Fort Worth, Blake Evans was the original starter, went 3 1/3 innings, 4 runs, 8 hits, no walks, and struck out a batter. Joseph Connolly went 3 2/3 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. So as a team, Fort Worth didn't walk anybody the entire game.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
And, you know, just all over the place. I mean, from top to bottom, people were contributing. Daniel Meyer in that 9 spot had a couple of hits. I mean, just everywhere you look, there's people putting numbers on the board. And, of course, for Fort Worth, it helped to get those 3 runs early in the first inning, aided by a couple of errors. But they still put some runs across when they needed to. The 2 RBI single from John Mark Bierston proved to be the game winner in the end. But Fort Worth deserves the championship, that's for sure. They played well, at times a little bit sloppy defensively from both teams. But it's high school level baseball, and you're in a championship game, and you got a little bit of nerves and some other things going on. But overall, very well played championship game. Not only that, a well played last 2 days.
Yeah, Fort Worth showed a little bit of stamina there when they had the lead early, and then you end up having Charlotte come back, and Charlotte came back and tied it up and looked like, wow, they're going to roll on then. But then Fort Worth came back and added some more runs to it. Charlotte added 1 more, and then that would be a 7-5 game. But very, very entertaining game, very well played. We had our times when there were some errors, but most of the time, good baseball.
Yep, that it was. And Fort Worth wins the 2018 HWSA World Series as Charlotte ends up coming in the runner-up spot. Well, normally we would have the award ceremony here, but if this rain keeps up like it is, I don't think we're going to live stream that unless we want my equipment toast in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
We will live stream the award ceremony should it hold off a little bit. Right now it's not raining too much, but if that rain kicks on again, we'll have to bail out, as it were. In any case, we'll say a thank yous now, just in case we have to do that. A thank you to everyone here at the HWSA for inviting us back down again. This is one of those tournaments that we like to go to each and every year, and we've been doing this for, I don't know, 15 years or so now. Back to when it was in Pensacola and all that good stuff. So we appreciate them bringing us back down. Some good baseball as well. Appreciation of Lake Myrtle Sports Park for everything that they do here for the fields and for everything else that kind of goes along with setting this up. So hope you enjoyed this broadcast back at home. I realize there's a little bit of rain. We're trying to deal with some stuff on the lens, but it is what it is. But we do hope you enjoyed the broadcast here today. We'll leave this thing open as long as we can, unless the rain gets too crazy. Then we'll have to close it down. But at the moment, we'll let it run and see if we can get your awards ceremony in. So you've been watching the 2018 HWSA World Series, where Fort Worth ends up being the champion for 2018.
for being here this week. We've been blessed with great weather, 99.5% sunshine. We're thankful. We're thankful for that. We're thankful that you're here, and we sure had a great week. We hope you did too. We want to get right into it and introducing our second place team from Division III, first time team here, the Baltimore Chargers. Come on forward. We have a medal for each team member. I'm going to call forward. Number 1, Trent Hurlbert. Number 32, Connor McCoy. Number 23, Sam Hurlbert. Number 21, Josh Fidelli. With apologies. Number 22, Kobe Collins. Number 5, Greg Barrett. Number 17, Jared Hurlbert. Number 4, Stephen Bryce. Number 19, Josh Kurtz. Number 10, Brant Furman. Number 82, Jared Wall. Number 15, Caleb Musco. Number 8, Ryan McCoy. And number 7, Zach Bryce. Coaches with the Chargers are Dave Hurlbert, ouch, Tim Kurtz, and head coach Tim Hurlbert. Hang on a second there, Tim. I got ahead of myself. And head coach Tim Hurlbert. There they are, the Baltimore Chargers, the ever popular Baltimore Chargers. And let's let's see a warm welcome for our Division III champions, the Atlanta Barons. From the Barons, number 9, John Fleets. Number 7, Kevin Smith. Number 12, Seth McClure. Number 6, Jimmy Martin. Man, these guys did good for only having half a roster. Number 29, Rick Haller. Number 17, Stevie Stotts. Jackpot. Number 88, Hogan Pierre. Number 34, Mac Mitchell. Number 21, Andrew Hinson. Number 1, Tori Hayes. Number 44, Joseph Drislinski. Number 32, Noah Brand. Number 2, John Baggett. Number 20, Jackson Whitted. Number 3, David Walker. Number 94, Daniel Glennis. Number 27, John Deach. Coaches with the Barons are Scott Whitted, Jim Deitch, head coach Paul Drislinski. Congratulations, Atlanta Barons.
I'm gonna go scoop up Jaden. Man, that was brutal. We've had the Taco Bell delay. We got to go through all these things.
Moving on to Division I, very competitive Division I this year. 4th place goes to St. Louis Patriots. Recognizing the Patriots, number 25, Jonah Purvis. Number 4, Charlie Shark. Number 21, David Olejnik. David Noel. Number 2, Carter Lee. Number 8, Evan Clausen. Number 1, Patrick Ballman. Number 27, Zachary Wittishek. Number 14, Rocco Tornatore. Number 12, Jacob Stoker. Number 10, Josiah Steen. Number 24, Ian McClellan. Number 7, Joel McAtee. Number 18, Patrick McAlavey. Did number 29 make it in? Clayton Bailey. Coaches for the Patriots are C.J. Munn, Kyle Stoker, and head coach Mark Valley. Congratulations, Patriots. Safe travels. Third place from Texas, the Houston Northside Falcons. Let's hear it for number 22, Ethan Reynolds. Number 17, Jackson Novak. Do we need to replay some games? Let's fire it up for number 22, Ethan Reynolds. Number 17, Jackson Novak. Number 32, Ethan Miller. Number 26, Andrew Matheson. Number 10, Caleb Canada. Number 24, Joe Johnson. Number 14, Joel Harden. Number 17, Boomer Davis. Number 16, Treat Williams. Number 42, Sean Smith. Number 2, Garrett Mulliken. Number 8, Oscar Canada. Number 7, Philippe Cruz. Coaches for the Falcons are Jason Williams, Ernest Smith, and head coach Shelby Thomas. Congratulations to the hard fight in Houston Falcons. And now, second place, Division I, Charlotte Stampede. Players for the Stampede, number 8, Jabe Wilhoit. Number 11, Andrew Stepanek. Number 42, Alex Stepanek. Number 57, Daniel Meyer. Number 53, Cody Presley. Number 15, Julio Moreno. Number 2, Tyler Egan. Number 24, Tanner Brumfield.
Team played together after that.
Body always functions better when you cut the cancer off.
Yeah.
Number 7, Josiah Barheit. Number 16, McConnor Wallace.
Go, Pro Boy. Oh.
Number 23, Clay Pinion.
All that hair packed in that hat. Did you get a picture?
Riley Meeks. Number 9, Michael Harrell.
I didn't mean to ignore you.
Number 5, James Goodwin.
Yay! Good job, Jen.
Coaches for the Stampede, Justin Wallace.
Yay! And they're going to see if Connor and him are related. Robbie was a coach last
And head coach, Charles Weber.
So my nephew was on the team. Robbie was a coach.
Congratulations, Stampede. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do next year. Now let's hear it for your 2018 World Series champions, the Fort Worth FISA Riders.
Gotta give it to him.
Let's hear it for number 1, Porter Spigener.
You just don't need a loss.
Number 29, Justin Power. Number 33, Tanner Lewis. Number 12, Logan Higby. Number 45, Blake Evans. Number 32, Dylan Somerville. Number 4, Joseph Dina. Number 95, Mason Cox. Let's hear it for the seniors, starting with number 21, Riley Valentine. Senior number 8, Ford Spigener. Senior number 5, Tyson Ross. Senior number 14, Zeke Humick. Senior number 13, John Davis. Senior number 15, Micah Dallas. Senior number 65, Tanner Cox. Senior number 19, Joseph Connolly. Senior number 11, Seth Burkeen. And senior number 2, John Mark Bearden. Coaches for the Riders are Kirby Campbell, Brian DePleshin, Grant Spigener, and head coach John Allen. Hey, don't go too far, coach. I think we've got one more piece of hardware we need to present. It's the Cochran Cup. Goes to the champions, the Fort Worth Riders. We've got another set of announcements that we want to make. Each year we ask each of the players to vote for the All-American players on their team. Players that made a difference this week, either on the field or in the dugout with leadership. So I want to recognize at this time, starting with the D3 teams that finished up 11:30. On the Baltimore Chargers, junior number 10, Brant Furman. Come on down to home plate. Also from Baltimore, Stephen Bryce and Caleb Musco. From the Atlanta Barons, number 15, stay here at home plate for us if you would. We're going to line y'all up. From the Atlanta Barons, senior number 20, Jackson Whitted. Senior number 94, Daniel Glennis. And senior number 27, John Deitch. I'm going to speed things up a little bit here. From the Raleigh Warriors, senior number 38, Kason Sarvis. And senior number 12, Luke Hahn. From the Dallas Angels, senior number 28, Joe Weatherford. And also from the Angels, senior number 29, Raleigh Boss. That's Riley Boss. From the Spring Mustangs, senior number 19, Nick Wolf. And also from the Mustangs, senior number 99, Kieran Richards. From the Tulsa Jaguars, senior number 20, Evan Jacoby. And also from the Tulsa Jaguars, senior number 3, Caden Alexander. Come on down. That's Evan Jacoby and Caden Alexander. From the St. Louis Patriots, senior number 27, Zachary Wittishek. And senior number 14, Rocco Tornatore. And senior number 12, Jacob Stoker. From the Houston Falcons, senior number 16, Treat Williams. Senior number 2, Garrett Mulliken. And senior number 8, Oscar Canada. From the Charlotte Stampede, sophomore number 7, Josiah Barheit. Junior number 16, McConnor Wallace. And junior number 5, James Goodwin. Also from the Stampede, freshman number 57, Daniel Meyer. From the Fort Worth Riders, junior number 32, Dylan Somerville. Senior number 8, Ford Spigner. Senior number 5, Tyson Ross. And senior number 15, Micah Dallas. If there are any Division III or Division II All-American players that were recognized at the first opening ceremonies, we'd like to see on the field now with the rest of the All-American team. Come on out. I don't see any movement, so we're going to have you recognize the All-American players from the 2018 World Series. Great playing, guys. I want to invite all you families, teams, friends, relatives, and eligible players back next year. Dates are going to be April 29th to May 4th, 2019. And before you get on your way and head on down the road, let's just close in prayer before we go. Psalm 124:8 says, "Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth." And so, Father, we just pray to you because you are the true God. You are the only God. We thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for the weather this week. We thank you for the tournament that we could play in and just honor the process of homeschooling. We just pray your blessing on families and on their homeschooling efforts. And we pray that you go with us as we travel in safety, good health, and Lord willing, just bring us back next year. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. See you in 2019.